Good evening. My name is Victoria Corona, and this is the evening edition of MNN, the MIMUN News Network. Tonight, horror in the streets of Tunisia. At least 21 people, mostly tourists, were killed after Tunisian security forces ended a deadly hostage siege on Tuesday. Tunisian Prime Minister Habib Assid stated that men with assault rifles fired at tourists climbing from buses in front of the National Barco Museum in central Tunis on Wednesday. Chucho Garcia is reporting live from the scene. Chewy?
Thank you, Victoria. I'm standing in front of the National Bardo Museum in Tunis, where the terrorist attack occurred. The mood here today is somber in the wake of Wednesday's tragedy. Tunisians are taking to the streets to protest the attack, waving flags and lighting candles outside the museum. In an address to the nation, newly elected President Baiji Essebsi said that Tunisia is in a war with terror and that the fight will continue until they are exterminated. The president called upon all Tunisians to stand together against this horrendous act. The UN Secretary General stated through a spokesman that the UN condemns in the strongest terms today's attack and deplores the loss of life. Thank you, and back to you, Victoria.
Thank you, Chewy, and stay safe out there. And now, news from Israel. Fresh off his election victory this week, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu backtracked from his previous controversial statement concerning the Palestinian state. Recently, Netanyahu stated that if he were re-elected, he would actively oppose the creation of a Palestinian state. However, in an interview yesterday, Bibi stated that he still wanted a sustainable, peaceful two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and that he had intended not to reverse a position that he had taken in the past. Netanyahu noted that the Palestinian leadership's refusal to recognize Israel as a Jewish state, combined with its pact with the Hamas movement, made such a solution impossible right now. On the island nation of Vanuatu, rescue teams and relief workers made their way to the outer islands in response to the devastation caused by Cyclone Pam. Aid from Australia and New Zealand is welcomed as Vanuatu's residents say they are running short of food, water, shelter, and electricity. Cyclone Pam hit Vanuatu and caused widespread damage, downing communications across the country. At least 3,300 people in Vanuatu were left homeless as of Monday. In Vanuatu's capital, up to 90% of housing has been damaged, including vital supplies of food and water. The General Assembly convenes in New York City this week. First on its agenda will be tackling the future of the Millennium Development Goals. All eyes will be on the GA to see what solutions they produce in response to global climate change. This issue is a timely one, as rising sea levels and intensifying storms like Cyclone Pam continue to threaten the survival of many UN member states. And finally, some local news. Carmen Aristegui, the controversial journalist from MBS, was recently fired for exposing a scandal at the presidential mansion. Ms. Aristegui has not been seen in public for days, and many of her friends and family have expressed their concern over her disappearance. In light of her absence, MNN is keeping an eye out for her with our new segment, Where in the World is Carmen Aristegui? If you see Carmen, MNN invites you to tweet your sighting using the official hashtag of MIMUN2, #MIMUN, and be sure to follow us on Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the conference and stay classy, Mexico City.